It's day 48.
Beatles-a-Day.
Keeps the doctor away.
Because music will save the day.
It will. Hydraulics are fun.
They're my brand new toy.
Yes.
Well, actually they're not. I've had this stool for about 10 years. But hey.
Yeah. Hope you're doing great today. Weather update, because why not? It was sunny today, but it was only 11 degrees. It was a little chilly.
The wind was cold. Actually, I had the window open here while I was working. And I was like, I think I'm cold.
You know why? Because there's a polar vortex moving into this area. It's going to be -2 in the next few days.
Why?
Bite me, polar vortex.
Right in the polar vortex.
Yeah. Do one. No one wants your kind around here.
I have news today. I recorded on some new software today. And just as I was pressing record, Bean the cat, who purrs like there's no tomorrow, she purrs like a chainsaw, decided to crawl up. She needed some love right now onto my lap and started purring loudly into the microphone. So I captured it. I sang a little song around it, recorded a few parts, and it's Bean's first song.
Baby's first composition.
I know, she's been hanging around the studio.
Yeah.
Now she's going to be a recording artist.
Yeah, and Rocco's like sleeping at the back here.
As he usually does.
Yeah, he's studio cats.
So, how about some bits of tid? Yes!
Bits of tid. Bits of tid, bits of tid. Yes, so tonight's song is such a great, iconic Beatles song. There's so much to say about this song. It's been requested a lot for Beatles-a-Day.
A lot.
Yeah, and it's from Revolver. And we've already talked about Revolver, really, about how it was a game changer, from the Beatles coming from this squeaky clean image and the sound to match into a more experimental sound that was studio based, that was kind of harder to reproduce in a live environment. And this really was the song that kind of put that album on the map, I think, in terms of that concept. None of the Beatles actually played on this record. They only lent their vocals to it. The only instrumentalists on this track were a string octet, and they were playing an arrangement that was composed by George Martin. The engineer who was responsible for actually capturing the instrumentalists, he was known for being a little bit of a maverick at the time, and he was miking up the instrumentalists, the guys who were playing the string instruments at the time, and it wasn't really a done thing to have the microphones really close to the strings, because that kind of could have exposed all of the tiniest little flaws when they were playing and they didn't like it.
Oh, right.
So they kept moving their chairs back away from the microphones so that they couldn't, all of the kind of like inaccuracies couldn't be picked up, until George Martin kind of boomed into the studio and said, "Stop moving your chairs."
You only been told once by George Martin.
Yeah, so they got told off by Dad, and the result was this great track from Revolver, and I hope we can do it justice.
All right, well, let's give it a whirl. 1, 2, 3.
Look at all the lonely people. Look at all the lonely people. Eleanor, Rigby picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Ba-ba-da-da, Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near, look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Ba-ba-da-da. Oh, look at all the lonely people. Oh, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping his dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. Oh, look at all the Rigby. Now,
Eleanor Rigby.
the protagonist in the song, the eponymous Eleanor Rigby, she was a made-up figure. She was completely fictional. But the strange thing is that this fictional figure became a little bit of a cult icon in Liverpool, to the point where birth certificates from people with the name Eleanor Rigby, kind of with old dates on them, kind of like from the turn of the century, would sell at auctions for like hundreds of thousands of pounds. They erected a statue of her, and she didn't really even exist. However, they did find in a graveyard in Liverpool, in a place where John and Paul used to hang out where they were younger, there is a gravestone of a woman named Eleanor Rigby, and then a few feet away is another gravestone for somebody called Mackenzie. So they think that maybe, that there was some kind of, like, I think it's called cryptomnia or something like that.
Cryptomnia. Yeah, it sounds like a name I might have got that name Halloween.
Wrong, but that's where you think you've had an independent, completely new, brand new idea, but actually it's been stored somewhere in the recesses of your brain.
I think I suffer from that.
And actually it's come from somewhere else that you've seen many years ago, and it kind of like triggers that. But originally the song was supposed to be, the title of the song was going to be about a woman named Daisy Hawkins.
This music does not suit a Daisy Hawkins.
But Paul wanted something a little bit more real sounding. But it's just kind of weird that, the myth and the legend of Eleanor Rigby kind of conjures up all of these different, occurrences.
To be fair, I think it's the music itself that conjures up this mystical sort of a feeling of these characters. If this were a pop song written with, like, electric guitars and lots of distortion, I don't think people would be trying to sell, any birth certificates for hundreds of thousands of pounds.
You almost want her to be real.
You almost want her to be real. I think George Martin's wizardry on this particular track really lent itself to this eerie nature of this tale.
Yeah, it's just such a legendary Beatles song. It's just iconic in so many ways.
So fans of Eleanor Rigby who have requested very many times, I know Michelle out there in Germany, you've wanted this one for a while, so here's to you, here's to Eleanor Rigby, here's to Father Mackenzie, and all of the myth, all of the legend, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, on day 49.
Day 49! It's almost our 50th anniversary.
It is.
We're going to have to do something special.
Century.
What could that be?
I don't know. Even we don't know.
We don't know until the day.
Hey.
So, have fun. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, friends.